doing? Hey, Gems. What's going on? It's Wednesday and finally got my camera on my phone fixed because for whatever reason it was blurry. I tried to Windex it. I cleaned it with so many things, it just would not unblurry. So they had to replace the clear glasses on front of it. So now we don't have any more blurry videos and vlogs. Yay! So I just want to come live and to talk to you guys for a little bit. I hope you guys are doing amazing this Wednesday. I am. I just finished my workout, having some fun with some of my girlfriends. What have you done for your week? Anything fun? Hey, Miss Key, how are you doing? Welcome. Have you done anything fun for today or this week? I wanted to say, oh, it's Walmart. You see it? Limoncello, one of my favorite drinks. So what are you doing with your day? What are you doing with your life? That's the question for today. Miss Key says, I took a 2-mile walk today. Awesome, Miss Key. I'm proud of you for doing that. I know for myself, I definitely was not doing what I needed to do for me. So I wanted to come on and to have this conversation and talk, chit chat for just a little bit. I know this is a busy time of the day for so many people. Thank you so much for the like. There's a lot of people who they got issues going on. They have their own problems. I understand that part, but I just want to ask what you guys were doing with your personal life. For me, I've been putting in the work into me, and not just in personal appearance, but in the way I treat myself and how I allow people to treat me. And what I am doing with my life, like really being more purposeful about how I treat myself, about how I treat other people, the people that I allow in my life. So that's what I'm talking about when I ask the question, how are you living your life? Like, what are you doing to make your life amazing? And hi 2028, how are you doing? I had to put some work into me. Hi Kurt, how are you doing? Welcome. I had to put some work into me to make me be a happier person. Yeah, no makeup. I've been doing makeup free recently and I've been enjoying it. So I just want to know how you guys are doing. Thank you. Thank you, Henry. Hey, DJ Ron, how are you doing? Okay. Hi, Clip, you too. You're setting boundaries. Hi, GSM, So, that's honestly why I came live to ask you guys that. What are you doing with your life? Are you doing things to make yourself happy or no? I have been recently doing so much things to make myself happy, living my life, being in my lane, minding my business, only showing up for people who show up for me. Yeah. all of those things, I had recently went about cutting off so much people who are in my life, and not because I think I'm better than other people, but because I know my worth now. Kurt says, fine, awesome. Yeah. So that's what I went through recently, not allowing people to disrespect me, not allowing for people to not show up And if I set a boundary and they don't, aren't treating me right, then I release them and I let them go. Miss Key says, I'm setting boundaries every day for my life and people. Yes, I love that. I love that. I love that. I love that for you too, Miss Key. That's one thing that I've been doing is really making sure I don't settle, you know? And of course, there's things that we have to settle with for in life, like if you have to work and things, you have to do what you have to do to take care of your family. But at the same time, I I started to go about really paying attention to how I treat myself, like in all aspects. How I treat my mental health, um, how I show up for myself. Am I making sure I'm getting rest, eating proper nutrition, getting my exercise, having healthy relationships? Thank you, Kurt. I appreciate it. So that's what I've been doing recently in my life, making sure that it's not just me pouring out love to other people, but also making sure that I make sure people pour back into me and, not being taken advantage of, not falling for the words that people want to say. People are so good at saying all of the right words, how much they care about you, how much they love you, and all of these things. And it's all rubbish. It's all garbage. It's lies. It's some things that we want to believe. Like you want to believe that people love you and care about you. And, you know, and that's how it goes. So I don't do that, Kurt. You're on the wrong type of channel. I'm not the one. Be respectful. So that's one of the things that I had to learn for myself is that if I don't let people run over me, and I want to say this to my GEMS family because I've been recently, transitioning from working to my entrepreneurship and all of those things. Hey, Miss Betty, how are you doing? Welcome. I've been putting in work into myself so that I can be happy. And I think that it's been showing by how I've been treating myself, the way I've been eating, exercising, taking time for my self-care, doing things that I love, and making sure that not only people who say they love me, but it's proved by their actions. So I want to talk about that for a little bit, Gems. Do you have people in your life that show by their actions that they really and truly care about you? Hi, Pat. Do you have people in your life that show by their actions that they care about you? How do they treat you? Do they show up for you? Are they kind to you? Or are they taking advantage of you? And that can be in any relationship, from a job to a friendship to anybody. So it's one thing to say you love yourself, but it's another thing to prove it. How are you eating? What's your exercise routine? Are you getting enough sleep? Are you letting other people get into your mind and keep you off track from your purpose and your happiness? Because I know for me that I was letting people who were very unhappy and angry get to me. You guys know what I'm saying with that? I don't know whoever is going through something similar, but I recently was going through a situation like that. Somebody was very angry because of some decisions that they made. And when other people are upset and angry or have mental health issues, it's like they want you to be in that same space of anger because of whatever they have going on. Hey, Ruthie, how are you doing? Welcome. And that's what I have been finding recently. So I've been going about going through my phone, deleting and blocking people that are not supportive. Like, I can't take that fake energy, fake support, drama, angry, controlling, manipulative, jealous, and it doesn't even have to be that they've actually done anything to me. I just personally cannot take manipulative people, jealous people, controlling people, people who want to micromanage how you should look and talk and what you should do with your life. I've been blocking all of those people out my life, blocking their energy, all of those things. I'm doing great, Ruthie. Thanks for asking. Hi, Glory. Glory to God. How are you doing? Welcome. Hope everybody's doing great on this Wednesday. So that's what I've been doing recently. I'm shifting my life little by little. What they said, it take little steps lead to big leaps and success in your life. I'm back in school again, doing something you guys will find out soon. I don't talk about and share and spill all of the tea. I walk in silence and mind my business. I don't mean anybody else's. I'm minding my business. So I'm doing something so that I can be able to take care of me. I say it to ladies, I say it to gentlemen. It doesn't matter if you're in a relationship, you're not in a relationship. You should be able to take care of yourself. Even if you have somebody in your life that can help you, assist you, and all of those things, you need to be able to stand on your own 2 feet and be independent. I mean, fully independent, financially, mentally. I know for me, because I can't speak for everybody, but I know for me, I was depending on too many people in my life to support me. And that wasn't good. Because if you're waiting for people to support you, to give back to you, to encourage you, and they're not, what are you going to be? So I had to cut that off and stop expecting for people to friend me, to love me, to support me. Either someone does it or they don't, And when I realize that they don't, either because they don't want to or they're not in the position to do so for me, I let them go. Because maybe they need personal time to work on themselves or healing. I don't want anything but the best for anybody that I encounter. I want people to win and to succeed. I want people to be happy, live their life, have joy. I want all that for everybody, but you can't make somebody want that for themselves. That's what I went through recently, where I had to cut off a few people, block a few people in my life because they were manipulative, jealous, angry, controlling, or just they're not doing anything with their life, just stagnant. And I can't take stagnant people in my life. I understand that situations happen to everybody, finances, money is hard, things are expensive. I get all of that. But the one thing that I will never allow is people who sit around and feel sorry for themselves and don't make changes. If you want your life to be great, it's all up to you. It's very empowering. And that's what I share on this channel and my other channels too, that your empowerment is up to you, And I am happy to be in that space right now in my life that I can say I'm actually happy. I love my life. I love the people who are in my life. I love that I can do what I want, And even if other people don't like it or judge me or whatever, I don't care, I'm living life on my terms. I'm living life with passion and resiliency and courage. And it takes a lot of courage to restart your life after grief, after broken relationships, after being backstabbed, after drama, after people try to drag your name or your reputation through the mud. Yeah. but then you get up again. So this is all for my fighters, for my resetters. This is springtime. This is my season. It's my favorite season. I love the spring because now is the time to, plant. Now is the time for you to drop those seeds, for you to bloom, for you to blossom into what you want. I want to say to anybody who needs to hear it, it's never too late. It's all up to you how your life is. And if you don't like how your life is, if you don't like the way that you're treated, if you don't like the job you have, if you don't like the relationships you have, what are you doing to change it? It's a big question. It's a loaded question. I never thought that I could do anything about the relationships I had in my life because I thought they were my family. And, I was always taught that family is everything when no, love is everything. Respect is everything. Kindness, support, all those are everything. Not always the people that you are around or the people that you care about give you back that same energy, give you back that same trust, give you back that same kindness and consideration, and want to listen to you for one reason or the other. Sometimes it's because they don't want to. Sometimes it's because they don't know how. But don't sit around and wait for people to be what you need, I had to learn that in the past few months to few years of my life. I was experiencing some growing pains, working on my own personal growth and development, and learning to love myself for me, for how I look, for my story, my courage, my resiliency, all of those things. Ruthie says, I'm working on myself as well. Awesome, Ruthie. I hope everything goes great for you in that journey of, working on you and being an improved version of yourself. I always try my best. Like every single month I do an evaluation. Hi, Gregoria. How are you doing? Welcome. Hope you're doing amazing. And everybody in the chat, I hope you guys are all doing amazing. I recently have gone through that period in my life of just not wanting to wait, not wanting to wait for people to show up for me. I had to learn to start showing up for me, and that means showing up for my health. Hey, Leonica, how are you doing? Welcome. I had to learn to show up for my health. I had to show up for my passion in life. Hi, King of Kampala, how are you doing? Welcome. I had to learn to show up for me. I don't know who this message is for, but I felt led to come on and to talk to you guys about it. If there's something that you want to do in your life, yeah, go for it. Whether you're 18 or you're 80, you're never too old or you're never too young. You've never made too many mistakes. You got to forgive yourself, okay? You have to forgive yourself for what other people said. You got to forgive yourself for what other people do. You got to forgive yourself for how you treat yourself. And you got to make a new narrative. That's called mindset shifting, okay? You have to shift your mind. You have to be empowered. You have to believe in yourself. It's not optional. And I get it that's tough when maybe you weren't raised that way, or maybe you don't have support. I know what it's like to be going through this life and having zero support. You can have a lot of people around you, but that don't mean they care for you. That don't mean they're checking on you, being supportive. They only want you to help them and support them and give them money and for some benefit for them. People really don't care if you're benefiting and you're winning and you're okay with your mental health, But, it is what it is. People show you who they are, but then we have to have enough courage to What are we going to do about it? When we see that someone is using us, taking advantage of us, or they're not trustworthy, or a person who's judgmental or wants to drag you on social media or with your relatives, or you know that the romantic relationship is not working out, are you going to have enough courage to walk away? Hmm. That's when you find out really how empowered you are, when you know something isn't working, but you give yourself the permission to say, I love myself more than this person. I love myself more than saving face. I love myself more than what the judgments of other people. I love myself more, and I'm my own best friend. And that's something that I had to learn. I'm proud of the ones that maybe you didn't have to learn that. Maybe you were raised in a very supportive and kind and loving environment. I'm happy. I applaud that. I applaud for all of you who have had a wonderful childhood and life and relationships. But I know for me, I had to hustle. I had to grind. I had to rescue myself. I did. I had to save myself. And I'm not saying like my life was all gloom and I didn't have good moments and I didn't have supportive people, but sometimes we don't have what we need to get us to where we want to be. I didn't have that. I didn't have the sort of encouragement for somebody to say, you can have whatever you want, Marlene. I didn't grow up in that. It was just like, oh, you're a girl. I was always reminded, you're a girl. What are you going to do? Like your only option is to get a husband and to have kids. No, I want to be an entrepreneur. I want to empower people. I want to have my own business. I want to teach, So, hey, Boss Life Online, how are you doing? Welcome. And that is something that, you have to know your own self. Yes. So, yes, LaGregoria, hustle hard. If there's something that you personally want, go for it. That's what I want to say for anybody who needs to hear it, whatever you're going through, And I know people have some heavy things on their heart, grief, disappointment, sadness, dysfunction, loneliness, financial issues, health problems, just day-to-day adulting, trying to keep a roof over your head, food on the table, much less your own personal issues. I understand all that, I can dig it. So, oh, that's good, Leonica. But that's just something that I want to share with you guys. I don't want you guys to think because I do vlogs and I go to pretty locations and I take vacations that I don't have problems. I'm human just like everybody else, I'm still a woman. I'm still emotional, probably too emotional sometimes, but I'm okay with that because I don't have to hide how I feel anymore. I can shed my tears and then I can push through what I need to push through and get to my level of success. I can get my education. I can have my own business. I can have my own money. I can travel. I can have fun without whatever anybody wants to say. I don't care. See, before I used to care so much, or I used to be like, oh, I can't go because I'm not going with a man, or I can't go because I'm not going with a friend. I always felt like I can't do things in my life because I was always waiting for other people to be there for me. So I want to say that to, my single ladies and gentlemen, to my, moms, dads, brothers, cousins, just humans in general. If you're struggling with something, don't think you're alone, because I know I go through that sometimes. I'm just like, why won't this work, or why can't I have this or that? It's because it just may not be your moment. It may not be your season. It may not be your time. Maybe there's some things that you need to learn. Maybe you need to mature in your emotional intelligence. Maybe you need to learn to speak up for yourself. You need to set some boundaries. It could be you need to save some money. It may mean you need to literally move away from the drama people, you know. I'm just the messenger speaking the message. You know, it's not always something that we want to hear, that we're settling or we're not doing enough or we're being lazy, we're being a procrastinator. We don't always want to hear those things, but it's the reality. Sometimes we are suffering, our life suffers, our peace suffers, our happiness suffers, our finances suffers, all because we have not set boundaries, because we have not said no, because we have not followed through and stayed consistent. Ask me how I know. I've done it time and time again. But the thing about it is, I got therapy and I learned that it was okay. If I fall down, if I make a mistake, then I can say, Marlene, I forgive you. And I give you the permission to start over and over and over again until you succeed. And I say that to you all too. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to have a perfect situation. You're never going to do things perfectly because we're not perfect. You're never going to have perfect support from other people. But one thing you can do is support yourself and pat your own self on the back and be patient with yourself. Yeah, that part is hard. You know, learning to be patient with yourself, because we want what we want when we want it, not in a month, in a year. We want it right now, right? Right now. I don't want to wait. I want this money. I want this, you know, whatever it is that you want. You want that good health. You want, you know, whatever it is. And I can say for me, I'm in that zone of really focusing on my health. You know, I remember growing up, my dad used to always say that your health is your wealth. Your health is your wealth. And I used to be like, whatever. Because when you're young and you're healthy, you really don't think about your health until your health starts to deteriorate or you start to develop like some conditions like hypertension, diabetes, anemia. The list goes on and on. There's so much things that can happen to us as we age, but it's also, we got to be accountable for ourselves too. How have I been eating? How have I been eating mentally too? Because that's a real thing. You know, taking in everybody's problems, feeling like you got to fix it and worrying about everybody. That's not worrying about you. How about that part? I had to learn to stop worrying about people who did not worry about me. They're not focused on you. They're only focused on themselves. Hey, Dr. Cowboy, how are you doing? Welcome. I had to learn that part. Stop focusing on people who were not focusing on me. So I had to start thinking about my education. I had to start thinking about my life and where I wanted to live and the things that I wanted to do, and not what other people wanted or what other people needed. You know, you have to ask yourself, what do I need right now? You know, do I need to take a mental health day? You know, do that for yourself. Do I need to, you know, get in the gym instead of being stagnant? You know, because that used to be me for a long period of time, like over a year. Like all I did was wake up, go to work, come home, and eat and repeat. Go to work, come home, eat, and sleep and repeat. And that was my life. Of course, you're going to get depressed. You got to have something in your life besides work. You have to have something in your life besides other people. You got to have something to look forward to. And when my mentor implanted that in my mind recently, that has helped me so much. You can't live for everybody. You got to live for yourself. You got to have some goal. You got to have something that wakes you up in the morning and keeps you excited. Things that keep you vibrant, things that raise your joy. You know, who cares if other people think it's silly or stupid? Nothing is too silly or stupid if it's important to you. And that is what I had to implant in my brain. If it's important to me, it's important enough to do. And I started thinking about my health. So I'm telling you, it was so hard when I first started to exercise again. I'll tell y'all, like I literally probably only lasted 5 minutes, if that. It was probably 3 minutes. When I first started getting back into exercise, all I did was walk in place, like 3 minutes. And then exhausted. I did 3 minutes in the morning, 3 minutes in the afternoon, and I increased it 1 minute every day, walking in place. Then it was 4, 5, 6 until I got to 10 minutes. And then I took it outside, you know. Sometimes you may, hey, Kristen, how are you doing? Yes. What are you guys doing today? Let me know in the comment section. Sometimes we may not be strong enough to be in a gym or be around other people, and that's okay. And that I knew that for myself. I knew that I had gained weight and I didn't feel good in my skin. I didn't. I felt, what do you call it, blubbery. You know when we know when we're out of shape. You know, Marlene doesn't say anything. I don't come over here. I don't cap with you guys or, you know, soften the blows. It is what it is. We get chubby, blubbery, get rolls on our body, you know, because we are not doing what we need to do and take care of ourselves. And all I can say is the only person that you have to blame is yourself. And I'm not trying to be rough or tough or mean. I'm saying it because I'm trying to preserve your life. You know, my mentor helped me with that. Sometimes the things that we hear, we don't want to hear because we don't want to do anything, or we'll be in our own feelings and we feel like people are personally attacking us. No, if somebody tells you something, they're trying to help you. Maybe they may not say it in the nicest way, but what way is going to be a nice way to say you need to get up and get active? It doesn't matter. Even if you can't go for a walk, even if you can't join a gym, they have chair exercises. You can do deep breathing. There's so much other stuff that we can do. Hey, Sirius, how are you doing? King of Campaglia says fluffy. Yes, write that down. So that's something that I personally had to learn for myself, is that I matter. You know, I have to be good for myself. I got to be good to myself, and I have to be good for the people who are in my life. So until you learn to take care of yourself, nobody's going to take care of yourself. You know, I had to learn to stop letting people talk to me disrespectfully. Stop letting people waste my time. Okay? Stop letting people waste your time, because they will. They will waste your time. They will waste your money. Okay? They will waste your energy. They will waste your resources. They will try to break your spirit. Listen, are y'all listening to me? They will try to break you down if they can. And the only reason I'm saying it is because I went through that. I was down that deep, dark rabbit hole, feeling sorry for myself and letting people and their projections and their fears and their insecurities and their drama and their lies and what they feel about you. And then I started to listen to them, you know? So I want to speak to anybody who has been where I have been, or they're currently there. Don't listen to them. They don't care about you. It's only the people who love you that will support you. You know, there's never an excuse to be rude. I don't care what anybody has to say. Some people just say, this is who I am. Yes, facts, LaGregoria. Yes, Leonica, big facts. And Cowboy says, time is one thing we all have in common, and time is one thing no one can get back. I know that's right, Dr. Cowboy. Yeah, you hear me loud and clear? That's so important, right? So I just wanted to say that to somebody. If you're down the rabbit hole, you know, depression is a real thing. And I know what that feels like, to be under that dark cloud, don't want to get out of bed, crying all the time, feeling sorry for yourself, hating your life, feeling like everybody hates you. No, you got to turn that thing around, brothers and sisters. You got to look at yourself, look at the man or the woman in the mirror, and you got to work on, why don't I love myself? Yeah, that's a hard pill to swallow. Why am I not loving myself? Why don't I let myself get up? Why don't I do things that make myself happy? And that is something that I personally can speak on, because when I learned to start doing things to make myself happy, I became happy. Don't wait. Don't let situations, don't let money, don't let people, don't let what other people say about you. Don't let the things that you've done in the past, because people love to bring up your past and throw it in your face. You did this, this, and this. Yeah. But I'm sure that you've done this, this, and this. People love to judge you like they're perfect. And ain't nobody perfect. I know I'm no perfect person. I never claim to be, and I never will be a perfect person. But one thing I am is I'm accountable for me. Don't let anybody make you feel less than. You are not less than. You are somebody. And you got to say that to yourself. You got to speak over your life. I'm telling you, that statement right there changed the trajectory of my life. When I started speaking over my life, that I am a woman of hope. I am strong. I am courageous. There's nothing that I can't do. The victory is not mine, but the Lord's. When I started to speak over my life and to forgive myself, that's what I had to do. I had to start forgiving myself for things that I did, or the things that I didn't do, or the things that I allowed. That's something that it takes a while. And you got to ask yourself, why did I allow them to disrespect me? Why did I allow them to challenge me? Why did I believe that? And why that's important. If you don't ask yourself why you allowed things, you're going to repeat the same behaviors. You're going to keep choosing that low vibrational friendship. You're going to keep choosing jobs that you know you deserve better. See, you're going to keep settling until you raise how you think about yourself. When you empower your mind, you empower your life. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. I got to thank my awesome mentor for that. She poured in. I'm telling you guys, thank you so much, Sirius. I appreciate you. I hope you're having an amazing day. And to all my Gems family, I hope you all are having an amazing day. And if not, I hope this conversation is something that will uplift you, empower you, and encourage you. You know, a lot of times we'll be feeling some type of way, you know, and we're allowed to. You know, I say that all the time. It's okay to not be okay. And if you're not okay, you need to ask yourself, why am I not okay? Question that. Is this a me problem, or is this a them problem? Are you feeling down because of what somebody said to you, or a judgment? Or are you feeling down because you're not doing what you need to do? See, the latter, we can change that. If it's something you're not doing, you can get up. You can fight for your life. You can celebrate yourself. I love to do this for me. I'm telling you, that will change your day. If you're ever feeling down, start clapping for yourself and speaking over your life. I'm somebody. I am enough. I love myself. I'm a great person. I really am everything. If you don't believe in yourself, if you're not confident, if you don't empower your mind, do not expect anybody else to empower you. The empowerment has to start from within. The confidence has to start from within. You know how hard it was when I got way off track, because when I was in high school, I used to be this small. I was like literally 90 pounds, and I ballooned and I gained all this weight. So it affected my self-esteem. I felt like, you don't feel good about yourself when you gain weight. And my thing is, I know for me, I was eating my pain away instead of confronting my pain. Instead of going to the gym, I went and got ice cream. I went and got cookies. I went and got chips. I slept, I felt sorry for myself instead of, when I'm feeling down, letting myself cry or journaling about it or going for a walk, going for exercise, calling a mentor or my coach, accountability partner, instead of getting into the word and reading and empowering my mind. See, we have to shift our own mind. And I want to say this to somebody who needs to hear. Are you guys listening? You have the power to shift your life. Yeah, you do. No matter what is going on, it doesn't matter what your health is. It doesn't matter your financial situation. It doesn't matter who supports you. You have the power from within. If only you would believe. If only. Got to thank my mentor for that. I'm telling you that I have been richly blessed. And it's not because of finances. It's not because of money. People have poured into me and loved me when I didn't love myself. I had people who literally saved my life. Literally. Literally. And I thank them. Have you ever been through a season in your life where you didn't love yourself so much, and somebody at the right time said something, did something, encouraged you, really hugged you up, spoke over your life, prayed for you? I'm telling you, that's a good feeling. So that's one of the reasons why now that I've grown and I've healed and I'm happy, now I feel like that's my mission, because I know. Hey, Beauty and the Beast, Journey, how are you doing? Welcome. I know what it feels like. Do you all hear me? I know what it feels like to have zero self-esteem. I know what it feels like to feel like dirt on the ground, ugly. I mean, you feel ugly, you feel stupid, not accepted, you can't do anything right. You doubt yourself. I know what that feels like. I'm not asking about it. I didn't read it in no book. I'm speaking from my own personal experience. I know what it feels like to feel like nobody and to feel like nothing. So I wanted to come on live and say to somebody, you are something. You are somebody, regardless of who believes in you, regardless of your financial situation, regardless of whether you're in a relationship or you're not, whether you have kids or you don't have kids, whether you have your parents or you don't have your parents, whether you have siblings that love you or not. You got to love yourself. You have to make yourself happy. You got to make yourself happy. That's nobody else's job but yours. Every day you wake up, you got to make a decision how your day is going to go. And that's why I always speak about, it's so important to speak over your life. Some days I wake up and I say, oh, I'm not feeling it today, but today will be a good day, because I give myself the permission to shift my day. See, sometimes we have to live in the spirit and not in the flesh, because the spirit is stronger than the flesh and blood. The flesh and blood will fail you sometimes. The mind will fail you. It will tell you all kinds of crazy stuff, and you got to shift your mind. You can't listen to your mind. I say to myself sometimes when I'm thinking crazy, like, oh, I look ugly, or this or that, or, oh, I can't do it, or whatever, or just thinking negative thoughts. I have to say, no, no, no. I am able. I am capable. I can do great things. Everything is possible. Hope is there for me. I am empowered. I am strong. I am confident. I am beautiful. I am enough. You have to speak over your life. Don't expect nobody to do that for you. Do you hear me? Do you know how important it is to have that from within? And it doesn't matter how much people you have around you. Until you learn to love yourself, nothing will succeed. Nothing will thrive. And I can tell you all that. Until I learned to love me, until I learned to be my own friend, until I learned to believe in myself and go for my dreams and stop talking about it, just do it, and do it in silence. You don't have to broadcast it. You don't have to, news report what you're doing. You don't have to tell other people your business. You don't. Just do it. When I learned to silence this, just zip my mouth and just show by my actions. Don't tell people what you're doing. Just show them. They'll see. The proof is in the pudding. The results. Be results driven, as my mentor always is pounding in my head. Don't tell them. Show them. Show them. Okay? Hey, Miss Lynn, how are you doing? Yes, a Beauty and the Beast journey. Amen. You do it every day, Leonica. Awesome. So happy for you. Hey, Realist, how are you doing? Welcome. Appreciate you guys being here. Thank you so much. Everybody who's in here, I would appreciate it if you would thumbs it up and subscribe if you are new here. I honestly was led to do this topic today because I see so much people on a day-to-day basis. I see people when I'm doing my coaching. I see, not see them, but, talk to them. I see people just on the streets, people who are homeless. I see people, and just so much people are so unhappy. Life is too short to be unhappy, And if you have people in your life that are making you unhappy, why? That's the question that you have to ask yourself. Why do I have people in my life making me unhappy? At the end of the day, it's not worth it. It's not worth it to be in the hospital getting sick. It's not worth it to be on blood pressure meds or all kinds of meds because you're so stressed out. You got to take care of yourself. Literally take care of yourself. How you're eating, also what you're eating mentally. What music are you listening to? What thoughts are you entertaining? I'm telling you, when I took a really deep dive into me and how I was treating myself, how was I friending myself? People talk about how much they love themselves, but they are not actually friending themselves. You know what I mean? Do y'all dig it? A lot of people talk about how much they love themselves, but when you look at a person's weight, or you look at a person's the way they talk, or you look at how they treat themselves, how they talk to themselves, or the life that they're living, it makes me question. I don't doubt it, but I question. I go, and all you can do is be kind to other people. All you can do is support people by saying a kind word and encouraging somebody. I always say that a kind word goes so far. I think it's Miss Purple who always says a kind word can change your life, can change someone's day. It doesn't take anything to be kind, and I appreciate her. I always look forward to her saying that at the end of every video that she uploads, and she's so right. It doesn't take anything from you to be kind. Nothing, you know. I always say you never know what somebody is going through. You never know if somebody could be on the brink of unaliving themselves. Let's be real. You don't know if somebody just had experienced a loss. Somebody could have just passed away in their family. You never know if somebody is like one paycheck away from being evicted. You never know if, that person could be so stressed out because of whatever issue. Maybe they're a caregiver. Maybe they're overwhelmed because of their kids, or their husband or wife, boyfriend or girlfriend. You don't know what people are going through and dealing with. So what does it take for you to be kind? It don't take nothing to be kind, but I get it. Misery loves company, and some people just want to be miserable. Let's be honest about that. Some people want to be miserable. They want to be angry, and that's on them. We can't make anybody happy. The only person that you can make happy is yourself. And I'm so happy to be in a space in my life where I can be happy for me, whether I'm where I want to be or not. But I am actively pursuing my dreams. And I'm grateful to have people in my life that when I doubt myself, when I slow down, that they're like, hey, what are you doing? I thought you were doing this. I'm grateful for those people. I'm grateful, I'm grateful. Thank you so much, LaGregoria. I'm about to come to a close anyways in about 9 minutes anyways. Appreciate you coming through. I appreciate it. So in this last 10 minutes, I want to say to all of you, I hope you all are having the courage to live your life. I hope you have the courage to live your life on your terms. Sometimes we'll be just going through life, and we have so much responsibilities. You got kids, you got this, you got, work, whatever your life looks like on a day-to-day basis. I think just about everybody is a busy person. They have things going on. But in your day, are you making time for you? Ooh, are you making time for you on a regular basis? And I mean alone time. I don't just mean in your room with the door closed and you got your kids or spouse or this person doing this or that for you. No, I don't mean that. I mean actively doing something for you, like, say for instance, you're a person who likes art. Are you taking painting classes? Person who likes to sew, are you sewing? A person who's a artist or lyricist, are you doing things that fills up your cup, things that you like to do, not just having alone time? While yes, that is important, but doing things that you like to do, the things that you're passionate about. And that's where I am in my life, doing things that I'm passionate about, not just alone time, not just doing your hair or your nails or your skin for self-care. I mean, taking care of yourself and giving yourself the permission to live your life. Yes, Leonica, I appreciate you. Thank you so much. And that's where I am, and I hope you guys are in that space too, to give yourself the permission to live your life on your terms and to be happy unapologetically. Unapologetically. If you want to live your life, live it. If you want to do this or that, do it. Don't wait for people to give you the permission or be on board or to like it. Don't drag your feet because you may not get support. When something is given to you, when something is on your head or your heart, go for it. Never wait. sometimes you never get a second chance at something. When an opportunity passes you by, that may be it. And I don't want that for you guys. I want you to be able to go for it. No. And I'm saying that to you while I myself too am going through something where I'm about to confront and do something really big in my life. And sometimes you doubt yourself when you're finally getting what you want in your life. You're finally making your own dreams come true. And yes, it takes courage. Yes, it's scary. Yes, you're going to doubt yourself, but you're going to be okay. Pat yourself on the back and say, do it anyways. Okay? Uh, Charlene says, hello, Marlene in chat. Yes, I am doing some things that I like to do, and I'm grateful to do so. Yes, I'm grateful you're here, Charlene. I hope you're having an amazing day. So that's just something that, I'm just trying my best to be me. Hey, Alicia, how are you doing? Welcome. I hope you're having a great Wednesday, and everybody in the chat, I hope you guys are all having an amazing Wednesday. And I just wanted to say that to you all. Are you living life on your terms? Some things that is happening in my life that you guys will be seeing me do some things. I always like to talk about walking in silence and minding your business. So Marlene's over here minding her own business. I've been making some shifts in my life. I've been pouring into myself. I've been empowering my mind and giving back, doing things for other people behind the scenes that I don't talk about, but I do give back and do some things in the community. And I give back to myself too. And I'm giving myself the permission to do that because I don't want to live with regret. I don't want to live with the shoulda, woulda, couldas. I want to say one day, if I get to live a long life and I can be that little old lady. Hi, Mishra. I hope one day that I can be that little old lady, sitting in the rocking chair giving some encouragement to somebody who doubted themselves, and I can show them pictures of when I did what I'm doing now to let them know that you can live your best life. You can be happy. You can go for your dreams. It's nothing to it but to do it. If you really want to do something, then do it. And there's something that I've never told you guys this, but I have the biggest fear and phobia of the dentist. I have the biggest phobia, but I just recently made an appointment because I got some things that I need to do, some dental work, and I'm just going to do it. So I don't know why I shared that, but I feel like somebody needed something, maybe something scary that you're scared to do. You have been hesitating, procrastinating on doing it, but you need to do it for yourself. I know that the end result of me going to the dentist is going to be, I'm going to look at my smile and be happier. I'm going to feel better and so much other things. But man, I'm telling you, fear is a big thing. Fear will really keep hold of you. And I'm trying to learn to talk to my fear and say, fear, you don't control me anymore. Yeah. Like you said, it's scary, but you'll do it anyways. Yeah. And that's what I'm doing, Alicia. I'm so scared. I'm terrified. Just talking about, my heart is even beating fast. Just mention the word dentist. Oh my God. My heart is just... I don't like the dentist. I'm sorry, guys. I don't. But I have to go. I have to go to the dentist. I've been holding back from doing something with some dental work for a while. So I took a deep breath this morning. I made my appointment. I'm going to go to the dentist. And I got a few other things that I'm doing. I literally I literally I'm terrified to do a few things, but I'm making that appointments. I'm I'm meeting with some business people for my business and what I do. I'm scared, you know, but I want to say to somebody that even if you're scared, do it anyways. Yeah. Do it anyways. Don't let your fears don't let your fears stop you. I feel like somebody needed to hear that. Just like I needed to confront my fears. But you know what's better than fear? Success. You know what's better than doubting yourself? Confidence. You know what's better than having regret? Looking back on your life and saying, I did it. You know, maybe not everything that you try you'll win at. Maybe not everything that you do will succeed, but just knowing that I tried, just knowing that I went for it. Yeah. Just knowing that you went for it. This is when I can applaud you, because I can't be a life coach, a motivational speaker, and be hesitating myself. I have to show you guys, and I am going to do the vlog. You're probably going to see me like crying my eyes out on a few vlogs that will be coming, but I'm going to take you guys on the journey as things are happening. I'll share. You know, I'm a pretty private person, but I'll share a few things. You know, I don't mind sharing a few things as I elevate. I'll share after I think about it, after I pray about it, after I talk to my mentor and my great friends. Yeah. I'll see what I missed. Go do it anyways, Marlene. Yes, I am, Gio. I am doing it. I have a few appointments coming up in the next few weeks. One for the dentist, one for it's dentist. What's the one that does extractions? I forget. Endodontist? I think it's dentist, endodontist, and my orthodontist. So it's 3 different dentists. I feel like I need to take some medication. I feel like I need something to relax myself. Because, like, I want to cancel my appointment. No, I'm not going, but I'm going to do it, guys. I'm going to do it. And a few other things I set up for me to make some appointments to meet with somebody for my brand. Some things that I'm working on, and that's one. I have when I tell you guys my plate is full, I mean my plate is full. Marlene's over here trying to hustle to make my dreams come true. I don't know about y'all. I can't speak for you guys and what you are doing. I can only speak for me. I'm confronting my fears. I'm scared to death, but I'm facing my fears. I'm pushing past. I have to talk to the little girl inside of me and say, little girl, you do not control me. Shut up and have a seat. The adult me is here, and we're about to succeed. And that's what I have to do. I can't speak for you all, but that's what works for me. I have to tell that little girl inside of me that wants to run at the first time that a failure, the first time someone says no, the first time someone says, oh, that will never work out, to not give up, but to pursue it even stronger and empower your mind, and then regroup and reset. You know, pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and encourage yourself and say, do you want it? Yes, then go for it. So hopefully this topic resonated with somebody. I hope somebody needed to hear something. If there's something you want to do, if there's something you need to do, if something in your life is off balance, trust me, I know it's scary. Trust me, I know it hurts when you don't get support. Trust me, I know what it's like to rub your nickels and your dimes together, just trying to make it, just trying to keep your head above water. I know about the fight and the struggle and the hustle, but do it anyways, you know? And anybody who needs to get their education, go back to school. Empower yourself. Get your degrees or your certificates and open your business and be a role model, you know? That's the season I am in my life. You know, fear is not optional. It's not a time to be fearful. Now it's a time to make changes. So, yeah. I feel like I said what I needed to say. Yep. Sirius says, you got this. Your strength and courageous abilities will get you through the process. Thank you, Sirius. I appreciate you guys. Yes. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I appreciate every single one of you, all my Gems family. Keep your head up. Keep fighting. Go for what you want. Believe in yourself, okay? Believe in you. Even when you don't understand, even when you're scared, even when people doubt you, even when you've been backstabbed, even when you don't have the money, even when you don't have the support. Support yourself. Do you hear me? Get out there. Get in the gym. Take care of your hair, your skin, your teeth, your nails. Lose your weight. Feel good about yourself, you know? And don't forget to lean on God. To all my believers, don't forget to lean on God. He's there. He is there. He is there. Okay, guys. Thank you so much for coming. My phone finally cut back on. I just wanted to say thank you so much for watching and have a great rest of your day. Bye, everybody. Thanks for coming.